Hi, this is Michelle of Say I Do Marketing, and I help small and large wedding businesses book more couples with smart marketing strategies. And I'm proud to announce that in the upcoming weeks, I'll be launching a series of e-learnings full of marketing tips and tricks that wedding pros can easily implement during the quarantine so that your business comes back stronger and better than ever. So make sure that you subscribe to my channel and also hit that bell so that you can get notified whenever there's new videos. And if you're interested in learning more about Say I Do Marketing, feel free to visit sayidomarketing.com. So, where do we begin? To say that the coronavirus has brought upon tumultuous times is simply an understatement. This has been unlike anything that we have experienced on a global level. And sadly, the weddings industry has certainly seen its blow from COVID. My heart goes out to all of the couples affected by the pandemic and also to all of the wedding professionals who are listening to this and who have been affected by this awful virus. I'm here to tell you, though, that now is not the time to panic. I know, it's probably easier said than done, since most of you are wondering, well, what do I do next? Do I stop marketing? Do I go on social media pretending as if none of this has happened? Today, I'm going to teach you what to focus on and how to make sure that your marketing efforts are appropriately tuned into the crisis, so that you're also staying afloat and that you're communicating effectively. So the first thing to keep in mind is whatever you do, don't stop. And the reason why I advise this is because, as you know, most leads that you receive for your wedding business are couples who plan on getting married months ahead in the future. So in other words, any drastic changes that you make to your marketing efforts today are going to impact your future business. If you're like most wedding vendors, you're probably looking at a very sad calendar for the next upcoming months. So the last thing you want to do is find yourself with an empty calendar beyond this mess. When this mess ends, you want to make sure that you have business on the books. So now's the perfect time to prioritize your marketing efforts. Don't stop engaging on social media, but make sure that you keep it mindful, and I'll show you how to do that. And most importantly, throughout the upcoming weeks, now more than ever, you need to stop and take a look at what you're currently doing in terms of your marketing efforts and assess. You're going to have to assess and adapt considering the current environment. So for instance, if there's a stay-at-home mandate in your county, then obviously you want to make sure that you don't have ads that are running asking people to stop by for an in-person consultation or a tour. So now more than ever, it's important to really flow with the times. So let's take a minute and put ourselves into the minds of your brides and your couples. And prior to the pandemic, brides and couples, they really only worried about having a beautiful wedding. They wanted an event that was in their budget and something that they can afford. They wanted all of their guests to walk away thinking, wow, that was the best wedding I ever attended. They wanted a stress-free experience, and they wanted just a wedding that they can look back on for years to come and just relive that love and that romance that they have as a couple for each other. But now, considering all that's happened within a matter of very few short weeks, engaged couples have a lot more to worry about. So now they need to worry about what happens if my wedding that's currently booked in September gets canceled or needs to be postponed. If I have this wonderful event, what's going to happen to my guests? Are they going to be safe? What if I get laid off? Unfortunately, that's a reality that we live in right now. So many people are being furloughed, laid off, and that's going to have a big financial impact on the decisions that couples are going to make moving forward. And also because of this social distancing trend and the trend to be safe, smaller ceremonies are probably going to have to be more top of mind for most couples. So keeping these obstacles and these challenges in mind are going to be very important for wedding vendors going forward, because these are challenges that we're going to want to address in our marketing strategies. We want to tackle those obstacles and reassure future couples that we have a handle of this and that they're going to be okay. So here are some things that you can immediately do to enhance your communication and to kind of challenge these obstacles that I mentioned. The first thing is add a frequently asked questions section on your website that states all of your policies in terms of postponements and cancellations. Revisit some of these tough conversations that you've had within the last couple of weeks, and are there reoccurring questions that you can easily address on your website? This is going to help keep your couples that are currently in the books and are scheduled for maybe weddings later on this year. It's going to keep them reassured in case they have any questions. It's also going to reassure future couples as well. Also, now is a great time to review any of your contracts and update whatever policies you have in terms of cancellations and postponements. You may want to check in with your lawyer and see what you can include on there that protects you, or perhaps something that protects your couples. Also, if you're a caterer or a wedding venue, it's important to also make sure that you communicate what your hygiene policies are, so there's that reassurance that people's guests are going to be safe. And also, it's a reassurance that your employees are protected and are safe as well. So another big question that has popped up is, well, how do I continue, engaging on social media considering everything that's going on? If you haven't done so already, you're going to want to acknowledge the situation. Just address that you understand what's going on, that you feel very bad for all of the cancellations, all the postponements, all those beautiful dreams that have been just completely eliminated because of the situation. So take a moment, put a post up, address it, get it out of the way. Also, evaluate what your business goals for the moment are. So if you're looking to book business in the long term, then obviously you're going to want to align your social media strategy with that goal. If you're looking to communicate and put out information about what your policies are or what you're doing to keep things under control, then again, you're going to want to align your social media communications with that as well. So take a moment to really figure out what you want to achieve with your social media posts. Also tune into how other wedding vendors in your community are using social media to communicate. It's also a great opportunity to interact with their content, to give them likes, to share it, and show your solidarity, show your support amongst other wedding vendors. You're also going to want to refrain from the doom and gloom. Unfortunately and sadly, there's just so much negative content that's floating around. Obviously, times are very tough, so don't contribute to that. The last thing you want to do is also turn a future couple. You don't want to change their mindset. You want to keep it positive. You want to keep them reassured. Always make sure that your messages are within context. Don't say something that may not be sensitive to the current situation, and try to be a resource. Try to communicate information that's helpful, information that's valuable, so that you can earn trust and like. And going back to my point on making sure that your messages are in context, you want to be very mindful as well as the types of images that you're using. For instance, you probably want to refrain right now from using images of many people in a small space, because obviously, social distancing, you don't want to trigger any negative thoughts with your content. Also, now is not the time to run a COVID flash sale and to, blast that message in your email marketing, your social media. Don't be opportunistic. Now is not the time to do that. Also, if you have any automated content that's currently running, for instance, email nurturing series, it's a good time to maybe put those on pause and just go through all of the messages that you have on there and make sure that they're relevant and that they're sensitive to today's environment. Also, review your ads. Make sure that your messages are also relevant, are also sensitive. It's a great time to just review what you currently have out there. And if you need help on what to focus on during this time frame, here's your action plan. Here's your to-do list, okay? Start by revisiting what I previously said, and that's, what do couples have in their mindset? What's their reality that they're facing? For instance, postponement, safety, financial burdens, smaller weddings. So with all of that in mind, evaluate your current packages and your offerings. So for instance, now might be a good time to start implementing flexible payment plans. Or is there some sort of guarantee that you can come up with where couples feel safe in the event that they need to, make any plans because of just the uncertainty that awaits us. Also, I really feel like there's going to be this trend for smaller weddings. So perhaps there's a package that you can create for more intimate, small scale ceremonies and receptions. Also, since you probably don't have a lot of events taking place currently, now's the perfect time to create your marketing plan. Let's start by thinking, what are my long-term goals? Perhaps when all of this is over, hopefully by September, how many weddings do I need to have in the books, and what are all of the steps and actions that I'm going to take to achieve those goals? Now's the time to get organized, to get focused, and to create a plan. Also, assess your ad spends and your marketing budgets. Most of you are probably trimming things down, trying to be a little bit more conservative to get through these slow months. So perhaps there's an opportunity to make adjustments to your ad spends and to your budgets. And a good way to do this is to maybe start focusing on some strategies that are very impactful and yet cost effective. Maybe some of those strategies that are more heavy on time and have a bigger impact in the long term. For instance, your website. Many professionals in the community, they make their own websites. So now might be a great time to maybe update some of the images, maybe update some of the content, take a look at it and see if it's still relevant to today. I'll be doing a series on, website best practices. So stay tuned for that. Now during this slow time is a great time to get started on an SEO strategy. So if you've had that blog project on the back burner because you just don't have the time to write the content, now's the perfect time to sit down and create a blog strategy to help your website gain more visibility on Google. Also, work on your social media strategy, your organic efforts. One challenge that wedding pros often have is, I'm not consistent with my social media strategy. So maybe take a time during the week to plan out social media content for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month ahead of time to kind of keep that momentum going. Also, email marketing is a great opportunity. It's cost effective. A lot of wedding pros complain that the leads that they get from the Knot and the leads that they get from Wedding Wire, they end up going nowhere. And the truth is that you're probably not following up enough. And email marketing is a great way to engage with those leads that come in through the Knot and Wedding Wire. So my suggestion is to build out a series of emails and work on that content, work out on an email marketing plan, and get organized with that during this downtime. So I'd love for you to download the checklist. The link is in the comment box. And these are just things that you can action out, some of the things that we reviewed during this chat. Just things that you can mark off your list and action out so that you can stay focused. And I'd also love to connect with you on our Facebook group. The link is also in the comments below. And if you have any suggestions for upcoming webinars and learnings, just feel free to share your topic suggestions in the comment box below. And I look forward to connecting with you. Once again, my name is Michelle from Say I Do Marketing, and stay tuned.